Matt, one of the premieres that you're showing here at MACH 2024 is the SB16 3 from Star. Explain this machine.
Okay, so brought this machine in. It's an old model that's been revamped to fill the bottom end of the market for simpler parts. So not everyone needs complex machines with B-axis and all that. So minimal work on the back for basically for turning and drilling. You can do milling on the front end, but it is really aimed at the simple parts.
And what's important about a machine like this for your customers? Is it speed, reliability, all of those aspects, and how does this achieve those things?
Like I said before, it's a proven machine. It's just been updated with all the latest drives and controls, so it's got the speed, it's reliable. We know that from past experience, and for a lot of customers with the simple parts, it's going to take very little time to set as well. So brilliant.
It's SP23. Now, I've seen this model before, but this is the first time you've shown it at MACH, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. We had it at the open house just back end of last year.
What's different about it?
So, again, like one of the other machines, the SB16 is the same at the entry level end of the market. However, it does have a high tool count.
I was going to say, looking at that kind of diagram there, there's a lot of tools.
There's loads. I mean, you've got 8 turning tool positions and there's 7 light power tool positions on the main platen alone. So it gives customers a lot of options.
I mean, it might be going back to basics, but the more tools you got, I suppose, the more operations you can do simultaneously as well to reduce cycle times.
Yeah, and even potentially if you've got enough tools for multiple jobs, so you could do it a couple of different ways.
You've got other models in and around the SP23, so where does this one fit where others don't maybe? Who's this for?
So it's the entry level market, but it's got that handy bar size. So yes, it's 23 millimeters. We can do up to an inch bar on this machine as well.
And when it comes to the flexibility on the tooling and on the axes, what have you got on here? I mean, does it have a B-axis? Can it have a B-axis? Has it? Just walk me through the configuration.
Okay, so there's no light B-axis like we have on the higher end machines, but because you've got all these tool positions in here, you can put other tool holders in. So, for example, this machine's got face milling unit, it's got a slotting unit in there, there's all sorts of different tool holders you can put in there to make it as flexible as possible.
And what about the cost of this machine when it comes to that? It's clear that's got to be an important factor for people.
Yeah, and that was one of the big things for this particular machine. It's giving customers access to a decent machine, lots of tool count without having to spend as much on like the higher end models that we do. So this is our new SD26, so it's an inch capacity machine, and there is a lot going on inside.
Yeah, back end working, front end working, drilling, B-axis, all that kind of stuff, isn't there? Maybe tell us about how this machine is made up and what it's capable of.
Okay, so start on the main platen. Obviously, like you mentioned, there's a full-on B-axis there, CNC controlled. All the other stations for the power tools are all cartridge units, so again you can make it very modular in terms of what you can put in there. Even on the back end, traditionally our biggest number of tools have been 8 stations, now we've got 10, so you've got your 8 standard ones plus 2 turning tools. And the other neat feature on this machine is on the part ejection. There's a kit where you can front eject up to 160 millimeters, so for this size machine that's pretty long.
What are you chasing with these machines? What are your customers after? Obviously maximum cut time, I suppose, aren't they?
It's cut time, but also, especially with this type of machine, complexity of the parts. So because you've got a high tool count, there's not much you can't do on there.
And what about process control, manufacturing parts for unmanned running for long hours? How do you tackle challenges?
So it's all the technology that we can put inside the machine. Now, as with the other machines, we've got the Step Cycle Pro chip breaking technology, so that will take care of all the problem materials. This machine's prepped for high pressure coolant, so for any of the features that you need to do, say like deep hole drilling, you can use the high pressure coolant to get rid of the swarf and help with any kind of cycle times on that side of things.
And do you have anything on your software that enables you to become more efficient and streamline manufacturing processes?
Yeah, so on our higher end machines, we'll have Star Zone optimization software built into the FANUC control. So it'll create a hybrid program, it'll look to see where all the idle times are and then pre-position the next tool. So great if you're doing long runs.
And when you have a machine like this, Matt, and you purchase it, you've got to obviously look for your return on investment. How do you convince customers that this type of machine is the one for them?
So that'll be focused on like the kind of work they're doing. So if they're doing simple parts, it really isn't a machine for them. But if they've got a mix of parts, especially like a subcontractor, this machine, of course, will tackle a whole range of parts, different bar sizes, give them maximum flexibility.